Imagine this: you're rummaging through your car's cup holder, looking for loose change to pay for a coffee. Among the dusty pennies, there's one lonely coin. You almost toss it aside, but wait, what if I told you that little penny could be worth $1.1 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single penny. Welcome to today's episode, where we're talking about the 1979 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could literally make you a millionaire. So, grab your jar of coins, because by the end of this video, you might be a lot richer than you think. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this tiny treasure. First off, what's the deal with the 1979 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? Well, this isn't your average penny that jingles in your pocket or hides under your couch cushions. This bad boy is special because of a minting quirk, or rather, the lack of one. No mint mark means this penny was made in Philadelphia, where coins typically don't carry a mint mark. But what makes this specific penny so valuable? It's all about the quality. Coins that are in pristine condition, what collectors call MS-65 grade or higher, are incredibly rare. Think of it as finding a vintage comic book in mint condition. The fewer flaws, the higher the value. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I decided to clean out an old desk drawer. Among the random paper clips, dead batteries, and, oddly enough, a packet of ketchup, I found a handful of coins. One penny stood out because it looked older but had this weird glow to it, like it had been preserved in time. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the $1.1 million penny we're talking about today. But it did turn out to be worth $50, which was a win in my book. The moral of the story? Always check your loose change. Now back to our star, the 1979 no-mint Mark penny. Here's why it's worth so much. Most pennies from this year were mass-produced, and while billions were made, very few survived in mint condition. Over time, coins get scratched, dented, and generally beat up. But if you happen to find one that's been tucked away in a safe spot and looks as fresh as the day it was minted, jackpot. So, how do you know if your penny is the one? Flip it over and look under the date. If you don't see a little D or S, congratulations, you're on the right track. Does it look shiny and new, or does it look like it's been through a war? For a penny to reach that $1.1 million mark, it needs to be near perfect. If you think your coin might be the real deal, send it to a professional coin grading service. They'll give you an official grade and confirm its value. Let's talk humor for a second. Imagine walking into a coin dealer's shop with your old penny, expecting them to laugh you out of the building. Instead, they gasp and offer you $1 million on the spot. That's the kind of daydream that makes digging through your junk drawer worth it, right? So, here's the deal: that penny in your jar of change might just be your golden ticket. The 1979 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny proves that sometimes, the smallest things in life can be the most valuable. But here's the catch: you'll never know unless you take the time to look. Before you rush off to raid your couch cushions, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you love learning about coins that could make you rich, or just want to hear more quirky stories about how everyday items turn out to be hidden treasures, this is the channel for you. Don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment below about the coolest coin you've ever found. Who knows? Your story might inspire someone else to find their $1 million penny. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into treasure. Now, before you toss that loose change into the tip jar or leave it in your car's cup holder, let me tell you about a penny, yes, a humble penny, that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. That's right, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. By the end of this video, you might just be inspired to dig through every couch cushion you own. Before we get started, here's a quick question for you. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your wallet? For me, it was when I found a sticky penny glued to the bottom of my bag of groceries. Turns out, that penny wasn't a $1 million one, but today, we're going to find out what makes this 1976 penny so incredibly special. Let's go! So, what's so special about the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? First, a little history lesson, but I promise it won't be boring. In 1976, America was buzzing with excitement, bicentennial celebrations, parades, and people dressed up like Ben Franklin everywhere. Among all this excitement, the Philadelphia Mint was busy cranking out pennies. But unlike their counterparts in Denver, marked with a D, or San Francisco, marked with an S, these pennies didn't get a mint mark. Why? Philadelphia just thought, who needs a mint mark when you're the original mint? Classic Philly, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most of these pennies are worth, well, a penny. But there's a small batch, an elite squadron of pennies, that came out absolutely flawless. We're talking sharp details, perfect centering, and surfaces so shiny you could see your reflection. These rare gems, graded as MS68 or higher, are the ones collectors go wild for. And by wild, I mean throwing down over $1 million at auction. You're probably thinking, why would anyone pay $1.2 million for a penny? And honestly, it's a valid question. But coin collectors are like treasure hunters, they're willing to pay big bucks for rarity, history, and condition. It's like owning the Mona Lisa of pennies. Plus, there's a thrill in knowing you have something no one else does. And, let's be real, flexing $1 million penny at your next dinner party? Priceless. Okay, so now you're curious if you have one, right? First, grab a magnifying glass. Yes, it's time to channel your inner Sherlock Holmes. Check the date, it must say 1976, and make sure there's no D or S mint mark. Then, look for any signs of wear. The fewer scratches and dings, the better. Bonus points if the coin looks like it was just minted yesterday. Let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, my uncle, bless his coin hoarding soul, decided to show me his collection. He pulled out a shoebox filled with pennies, some sticky like my grocery bag find, and we spent hours sorting through them. Spoiler alert, no $1 million penny. But what we did find was a 1943 steel penny worth a few bucks. Moral of the story? You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Plus, I got to bond with my uncle and listen to his back in my days stories. Win-win. Alright, folks, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1.2 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who wants to turn their spare change into a fortune, this is your reminder to check every penny you come across. Who knows? That little copper coin in your pocket might just be your ticket to the Millionaires Club. Before we go, here's my challenge to you. Grab a handful of pennies, sort through them, and let me know in the comments if you find anything interesting. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and smash that subscribe button. I've got tons more tips and strategies to help you uncover valuable coins and make money from unexpected places. Have you ever checked your pockets, found a random penny, and thought, it's just a penny? Well, buckle up, because that little copper-colored coin might just be your ticket to a life-changing payday. Today, we're diving into the world of coin collecting and exploring a penny so valuable it could pay off your mortgage, buy you a dream car, and still leave enough for a vacation. That's right, we're talking about the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, currently worth a staggering $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a penny. Who knew a tiny coin could have such a big impact? Before we get into the juicy details, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old drawer, the kind that's been stuffed with random knickknacks since the 90s. Amidst the tangled cables and ancient receipts, I found a penny. It looked ordinary, but something about it made me wonder, what if this was one of those rare coins? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking my change. And honestly, after today's video, you will be too. Let's get into it. So, what makes this penny so special? First, the no mint mark part. Typically, coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, but not all no mint mark coins are rare. What sets this 1989 penny apart is its extraordinary condition, its rarity, and a fascinating mistake during the minting process. This particular penny has been graded at an exceptional level, MS68, if you're into the technical lingo, which means it's practically flawless. Think of it like the supermodel of pennies, free of the scratches and dings most coins pick up in circulation. Combine that with a limited number of these pristine coins, and voila, you've got $1 million masterpiece. Now, here's the kicker, these pennies were just everyday coins back in 1989. They jingled in pockets, got tossed into jars, and probably sat in vending machines. It's wild to think that something so common could now be worth more than most people's annual salary. Here's where things get interesting. A guy named Jim, a casual coin collector, was going through his stash one day when he stumbled upon a shiny 1989 penny. It caught his eye because it looked almost new. Long story short, he had it appraised, and bam! It turned out to be worth over $1 million. Can you imagine his reaction? I'd probably faint. Jim's story went viral, inspiring coin enthusiasts everywhere to start digging through their collections. And here's the best part, he found that penny in his grandfather's old coin jar. So, if you've got a relative who never throws anything away, maybe it's time to pay them a visit. So, how does this penny reach a value of $1.3 million? It all boils down to demand and rarity. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for unique items, and the 1989 no-mint mark penny checks all the boxes. It's rare, in perfect condition, and has a fascinating backstory. Plus, let's be real, owning $1 million penny is the ultimate bragging right. Alright, folks, here's your takeaway: start checking your coins. Whether it's that jar on your dresser or the change in your car's cup holder, you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. The 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest things can have immense value, and if you're as fascinated by rare coins as I am, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got tons of videos coming up on coins worth serious cash, how to spot them, and tips to start your own collection. Plus, who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? Let's turn your spare change into life-changing money. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at the coins in your pocket? I'm not talking about a quick glance before tossing them in a jar. I mean, really looked at them. Because what if I told you one of those humble little pennies could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.40 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single 1988 D-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny could change your life. And no, I'm not joking. So, grab your change jar, your magnifying glass, and maybe a cup of coffee because we're about to dive into the story of this incredible penny and why it's worth so much. Let's start with the obvious question: why is this penny worth more than a mansion? The secret lies in a little thing called a die error. Back in 1988, at the Denver Mint, a tiny mistake was made when striking some pennies. These pennies ended up with a reverse design that wasn't supposed to be used until the following year, 1989. Coin nerds like me call this a transitional error. Now, you might be thinking, big deal, so they messed up. But in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are gold, literally. These rare errors turn ordinary coins into coveted collectibles, and collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money to get their hands on one. Okay, so how do you know if you've struck gold or copper? First, check for that little D mint mark under the date. That shows it was minted in Denver. Next, flip the coin over and look closely at the letters FG on the reverse, just to the right of the Lincoln Memorial. Those initials belong to the designer, Frank Gasparo. If the FG looks slightly different or misplaced, you might just have a rare error coin. Oh, and here's a pro tip: if you're squinting and wondering if your eyesight is failing, don't worry, it's not you. These details are tiny, so use a magnifying glass or even your phone camera to zoom in. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was watching a show about rare coins, and I thought, why not check my own stash? So, there I was, sitting on my living room floor with a mountain of pennies. My family walked in, took one look at me, and said, "Are you okay? Do we need to stage an intervention?" Long story short, I didn't find a 1988 D penny, but I did stumble across a 1957 wheat penny worth about $5. Not exactly life-changing, but hey, it paid for my coffee the next day. And honestly, it was a blast just imagining the possibilities. Who knew penny hunting could be so exciting? Now, let's talk about the big bucks. As of today, a pristine 1988 D Lincoln penny with this error is valued at an eye-popping $1.4 million. That's not a typo. $1 million for a penny, why so much? It all comes down to rarity and condition. Coins graded in near-perfect condition, MS67 or higher, are the ones fetching those sky-high prices at auctions. So, if you have one hiding in your collection, it's time to take it to a professional grader. Who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune now. Before you rush out to buy a metal detector or start raiding your grandma's coin jar, remember this: patience is key. Not every 1988 D penny will have the error, and even if it does, it might not be in great condition. But the thrill of the hunt is half the fun, right? So, there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1988 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny that's worth $1.4 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes a good treasure hunt, this is proof that even the smallest things can hold incredible value. Now, here's the deal. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about hidden gems in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post weekly videos about coins worth money, collecting tips, and strategies for striking it rich literally, and hey, who knows? The next coin we talk about might just be sitting in your pocket right now. So, start searching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever checked their change and thought, could this be my ticket to a mansion? Welcome back to another episode of Coins Worth Money, where we uncover those little copper discs that could pay off your student loans. And now, let me start with a question. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, "Meh, it's just a penny"? Well, buckle up, because today, we're talking about a tiny treasure you might be ignoring every day, the 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. And guess what? This bad boy is worth a whopping $1.5 million. Yep, that's 6 zeros for a 1-cent coin. Stick around, because I'll not only break down why this penny is worth so much but also share tips on how you can find one. Plus, I'll throw in a story about how I once almost threw away a potentially valuable coin and lived to regret it. Let's get into it. First, what does no mint mark mean? It means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't bother stamping a mint mark on pennies in 1994. Normally, this wouldn't make a coin valuable, but there's a twist here. This particular 1994 penny has a very specific error, either a double die, a die crack, or some other rare misstep during the minting process. These errors are what collectors drool over. They turn an ordinary coin into a jackpot. And because so few of these error pennies exist, the demand is sky high. If you've got a 1994 penny lying around, grab it now. Seriously, I'll wait. Got it? Okay, here's what you need to do. It should say 1994, obviously. No D or S under the date? Good news, you're still in the running. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling on the text or Lincoln's profile, or any unusual cracks or markings. If you spot any of these features, you might want to take it to a coin dealer or grading service for evaluation. But hey, don't quit your day job just yet. Speaking of day jobs, let me tell you about a little incident I had a few years ago. I was cleaning out my junk drawer, that drawer everyone has with rubber bands, random keys, and coins from who knows where. I found a shiny penny, gave it a quick glance, and tossed it into a tip jar at my favorite coffee shop. Later, I read an article about valuable pennies and realized the one I had was from 1994, no mint mark, and had a slight doubling on Liberty. That's right, I might have tipped $1.5 million for a latte. So, why does this coin fetch such a high price? 2 words, collector demand. Coin collectors are like treasure hunters. They're willing to pay crazy amounts to complete their collections. A 1994 no-mint mark penny in mint condition, graded by services like PCGS or NGC, could easily reach that $1.5 million mark at auction, but don't get discouraged if your penny isn't pristine. Even circulated coins with errors can fetch thousands of dollars. Always check your pockets, car cup holders, or even your couch cushions. Buy rolls of pennies from the bank and sift through them. You never know what you might find. These groups are full of enthusiasts who can help you identify rare finds. So there you have it, the 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of history that could make you a millionaire. Next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up. Who knows, it might be the lucky one. Before you go, here's your mission: check your pennies. Seriously, do it. And if you find anything interesting, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your coin stories, and hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be back with more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth money. Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, sorting through some spare change, when you come across a penny. Just a regular, brown, unassuming penny. But what if I told you that penny could be worth a whopping $1.6 million? Yep, today we're talking about the 1973 D Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and valuable that it could change your life overnight. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so special, how to spot it, and why it's worth more than some houses. Alright, let's dive into it. The 1973 D Lincoln penny is like the Beyoncé of coins. Everyone wants it, but only a lucky few can actually claim to have one. First off, the D mint mark means it was minted in Denver. Now, Denver coins are usually well made and common, but this particular penny? It's the rock star of the bunch. It stands out because of a rare error during production that made it highly sought after by collectors. Spoiler alert, if you've got one, you're sitting on a gold mine, well, a copper mine, but you get the point. So, what makes this penny worth $1.6 million? It's not just any 1973 D penny. Oh no. It's a special variety with a unique doubling on the obverse. That's the front of the coin where good old Abe Lincoln's face lives. Collectors call this a doubled die. Basically, the letters and numbers, like Liberty or the date, look like they have a slight shadow or duplicate. If you spot this doubling, don't rub your eyes, it's real, and it's rare. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, digging through an old box of coins. You know, the kind where you pay by the pound? Well, I found a 1973 D penny and thought, could this be the one? I went home, grabbed my magnifying glass, and inspected it like Sherlock Holmes solving a mystery. Turns out, it wasn't the doubled die variety. I was crushed, like dropping your phone screen first on the pavement. But hey, that's the thrill of the hunt, right? And now, I'm here to help you avoid that heartbreak. Now, here's where you'll need to put on your detective hat. First, check for the D mint mark right under the year. Got it? Cool. Now look closely at the letters in Liberty and the numbers in the date. Do they appear doubled or have an almost shadowy effect? If yes, congratulations. You might be holding the jackpot. And for the love of all things shiny, don't clean it. Scrubbing a rare coin is like washing your jeans with a $100 bill in the pocket. It's a rookie mistake that'll cost you big time. So, how does this penny rack up to $1.6 million? It's all about condition and rarity. If your 1973 D penny has minimal wear and tear, what collectors call mint state, then you've hit the coin collector lottery. Auction houses and collectors go absolutely nuts over coins like this, and they're willing to pay top dollar. Even a slightly worn one can fetch thousands, so don't dismiss it too quickly. Let's be real, this coin's value makes you rethink every time you've casually tossed pennies into a tip jar, doesn't it? I mean, how many fortunes have we unknowingly thrown away? That coffee shop barista might be sitting on a secret fortune right now. So, there you have it, the 1973 D Lincoln penny, a coin worth its weight in dreams and dollar signs. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes shaking their piggy bank for fun, it's time to start paying attention to those little copper treasures. Who knows? You might be sitting on $1 million payday without even realizing it. Before you rush off to check your coin jar, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. This channel is your ultimate guide to uncovering hidden treasures in your spare change. Trust me, you don't want to miss our next video, or I'll be diving into another jaw-dropping coin find. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and curious minds. What if I told you there's a humble little penny out there, a 1952 Lincoln penny, that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yes, a penny. Just imagine finding one in your couch cushions, a jar of loose change, or tucked away in Grandpa's old collection. Sounds like hitting the jackpot, right? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1952 mint mark Lincoln penny. We'll uncover why it's worth so much, how to spot one, and even share a funny little story about my own penny hunting adventures. Stick around, because by the end, you might just start checking every penny you come across like a hawk. Alright, let's get nerdy for a second. The S in 1952 stands for the San Francisco Mint, where this beauty was struck. It's not just any penny, it's a wheat penny, part of a series minted from 1909 to 1958. These pennies have those adorable wheat stalks on the reverse side, which collectors absolutely love, but what makes this one worth $1.7 million? It's all about rarity and condition. Most 1952 pennies are just regular old coins worth a few cents. But if you find one in pristine condition, what the pros call MS67 plus, that's where the big bucks come in. Only a handful of these exist in such flawless condition, which is why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Okay, let's say you've got a stack of pennies at home. How do you know if you've struck gold or copper, in this case? Check for 1952 on the front and a tiny S below the date. Is it shiny, almost as if it was minted yesterday? Scratches, stains, or wear can drastically lower its value. If it looks promising, send it off to a grading service. They'll assess its condition and assign it a grade, which determines its market value. Now, here's a tip: if you don't have a magnifying glass, grab your phone and use the camera to zoom in. Who says technology doesn't have our backs? Now, let me tell you about the time I thought I found $1 million penny. Picture this: I'm sitting on my living room floor, going through an old coffee can full of change. I spot a 1952 penny, and my heart starts racing. I mean, could this be it? Could this be my golden or coppered ticket? I googled 1952 penny value faster than you can say coin collecting, only to realize, no mint mark. It wasn't from San Francisco. Just a plain old penny worth, well, 1 cent. I couldn't decide whether to laugh or cry, so I did both, but hey, that's the thrill of the hunt. Every penny has a story, and you never know when you'll stumble upon something truly extraordinary. Aside from its rarity, the 1952's penny represents a slice of history. It's a reminder of a simpler time in America, when pennies still mattered, gas cost 20 cents a gallon, and Elvis was just starting to make waves. Owning one of these coins is like holding a little piece of the past. And for collectors, that sentimental value adds even more to its worth. So, what's the moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of a penny. Whether it's in your wallet, your car's cup holder, or that jar you keep meaning to take to the bank, every single one could be a hidden treasure. And here's the fun part: you don't have to be a millionaire to start collecting. All it takes is a little curiosity and maybe a magnifying glass. Who knows? You might just find the next 1952's penny worth $1.70 million. Before you go, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with your coin-loving friends, and subscribe to this channel for more tips, stories, and strategies on coins that could change your life. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Hey there, coin lovers! Welcome back to the channel. Now, picture this: you're digging through your old coin jar or maybe sorting through a stack of change, and bam! You come across a coin that looks like just any other penny, but then you do a double take. It's a 2002 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Your heart races, your palms get a little sweaty, because you've heard the rumors, right? You've heard that this humble little penny could be worth over $1.8 million. Wait, hold up. A penny? Worth $1 million? Sounds like the stuff of dreams, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're going to break down why that seemingly ordinary 2002 penny could be one of the most valuable coins in your collection, and what you need to know about it. Alright, let's get into it. So, you've probably heard about rare coins being worth a lot of money, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die penny, but let's talk about the 2002 no mint mark penny. At first glance, it looks like your average penny, right? It has Lincoln on the front, the memorial on the back, nothing too crazy. But here's the catch: it's missing the mint mark. No D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just pure, no mint mark mystery. Now, why does this little penny cause so much excitement in the world of numismatics? Well, here's the thing. In 2002, the US Mint accidentally produced a small number of pennies without the mint mark. A simple oversight, but it turned out to be a game changer. You see, those little mint marks usually tell us where a coin was minted: Denver, Philadelphia, or San Francisco. But when that mark is missing, it makes the coin a rare anomaly. And now, let's talk numbers. The 2002 no mint mark Lincoln penny was first noticed by eagle-eyed collectors who realized that this tiny mistake made it something special. Coins like these are highly sought after because they're so rare. The current market value of one of these bad boys? It's estimated to be around $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million. Not bad for a penny, huh? But here's the kicker. While the potential value is enormous, it's not just any old 2002 penny that'll get you that sweet $1 million payday. Condition is everything in the world of coins. If you find a 2002 no mint mark penny in perfect condition, meaning it has no visible scratches, no wear, no discoloration, it could fetch that hefty price tag. But even a penny in good condition can be worth quite a bit more than face value, so don't just throw any of your change away. Now, let me tell you a little story to show you how valuable this coin could be. A few years ago, I was going through my grandmother's old coin jar, because let's be real, we all have that one grandparent with a coin jar stashed somewhere, right? Anyway, I came across a handful of 2002 pennies. They looked pretty normal to me, but I remembered hearing about these no mint mark pennies. So, I did what any self-respecting coin collector would do, I googled it. And to my surprise, I found out that some of those pennies could be worth a lot. So, I grabbed my magnifying glass, checked for a mint mark, and no luck. They had the mint marks. So, my dreams of becoming a millionaire that day were dashed. But I still got to tell the story, and that's priceless, right? If you come across a 2002 no mint mark penny, make sure you check its condition and get it appraised. The first thing you'll want to look for is the lack of the mint mark right below Abraham Lincoln's shoulder. After that, it's all about the quality of the coin. If you've got a beauty on your hands, you might just have a ticket to the big leagues, and listen, I get it, finding a penny worth millions might sound like a long shot. But trust me, you can never underestimate the power of that little change jar. You never know what might be hiding in there. One man found a rare 1943 copper penny in his change jar and ended up selling it for over $1 million. So, if you're like me, and you're constantly digging through your spare change or digging through old family jars, don't forget to check for these rarities. Your next big discovery could be right under your nose. So, now that we know all about the 2002 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth a whopping $1.8 million, let's recap. Check your pennies, especially the 2002 ones. If you find one without the mint mark, don't just toss it back into circulation. Take a moment to admire it, maybe even get it appraised. You never know, you might just be holding onto the next $1 million coin. And hey, if you love learning about valuable coins like this, and you want to stay ahead of the game with tips, tricks, and strategies on finding coins worth money, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more where this came from: rare pennies, nickels, dimes, and all kinds of hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Plus, I promise to keep things fun, friendly, and definitely worth your time.